Hello friends, in this video we're going to discuss very popular concept in C, that is the array. Now array is basically we are using in very different programming language like C, Java, etc. So here we're going to discuss details of array or what are the basics of array. So here we're going to discuss what is array, why we need array, what is the array definition, how we are going to declare array with some example. In previous upcoming video we're going to discuss in details what is array, how to initialize and all that, but here we're going to discuss basics of array. So let's start. So before understanding the array, let's first understand what is variable. Now we already know that we discuss variable lot of time because we done the C programming. So variable are supported by every programming language, and we need to declare a variable. Now there are different types of variable like integer, float, or basic data types. So for example, let's consider if I have the variable x and if I am going to assign the value to 10, then I can declare like int x is equal to 10. So this is the variable declaration. But now here why we need basically array. So the question is arise, if we have the variable, or we can declare variable like int x is equal to 10, or we can declare a variable by using different data types and different variable name also. Now the question is arise, why we need to array. Now let's understand this with one example. If we have the element, or if we have the variable, three variables like variable 1, variable 2 and variable 3, and each variable assigns some values, like variable 1 can hold 10, 20 and 30 respectively, and this variable can use array to store them. Now this all three variable I can store in one single name. So variable occupy, we know that variable, the definition of variable, it occupies some memory. Now variable 1 occupy the separate memory, variable 2 and variable 3 and so on. Now if suppose we have to make the program to print 1 to 100 digit, now I require here 100 digits, so I require here 100 variable. So instead of storing the 100 variable in separate memory location, I can group all this variable into one single unit, and that becomes the array. So I can create the array of size 100. So instead of taking the 100 variable or 100 different types of variable, I can give the size to 100 and store the number in that array. So array is what? So let's understand. The concept of array is nothing but the variable only, but we can store multiple value. Here we can store multiple value that are list value to set of values. So I can assign one variable name and values, and so on. So here instead of taking the separate variable into the memory location, I can store multiple value into one single unit. So array defined as it is a collection of element, because we are collecting different or number of variable and size is fixed. So all element are collected into one single unit, but the condition is the all element are the same data type. That is what array is, a collection of similar data elements. Similar data element, that is, if I consider for the integer, I have only numericals value. If I consider for the character, I have only character value. If I consider the float, I must have the float data element. I cannot accept integer value, numerical value or character value or heterogeneous or different kind of value into one single array. So it is a collection of similar data element and group under one name, it becomes the array. So let's understand the definition. So array is nothing but the data structure. Now what is mean by data structure? Data structure, that is, we can organize our data element into well format called as a data structure. If I considering for the integer, I have the all integer value. If I consider for the character, all character value. And if I consider for the float, that is included all data types. So data type must be similar. That is, So it becomes the data structure, and it is a simple fast way to storing multiple value under single name. Now here in this diagram I can store all these 2, 4, 10, 5 and so on. These are the all numerical value, and under one single array element I can store this all elements. So let's understand the definition. So array is a fixed size collection, because we are going to give the size. If I have 100 element, 100 size of the array, but the similar data item is stored into continuous memory location called as an array. Now we can collect or we can store like primitive data, that is basic data types such as integer, character, float, etc. Now here in this diagram you can observe or you can see these are the numbers. This is called as a data element or array element 2, 6, 3, 9, 7. These are all the element. Now this is the index. Now at first index is always start with a 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here we have total n minus 1 element, that is we have the 6 element, but 6 minus 1 the 5 element is there, 6 element is there, but the started index must be 0, and we can read at a num, and this is called as num array, and num of 0, num of 1, num of 2, num of 3 and so on. So here indexing in the array is always start with the 0, that is first element of the index is the 0 and last element is the n minus 1, wherein n is the total number of array. So here we have the first index must be 0 and n minus 1, that is the last index is the 5, that is the total 6 element 6, that is total n element 6 minus 1 5, and the array last index I can refer it as a n minus 1. Now let's understand what is the syntax of array declaration, or how we are going to declare array. Now array declare, we have to give the first data types. Now you can use the basic primitive data types like integer, character, float, and you can give the any array name with the size. Now array can be declared by the specific size of the number, and size of the array specify the how much element you can accepted into array, or maximum number of element that can be hold into the array. If I enter the 50, then you can inside that array 50 element you can accept it. Now let's understand this with example like integer. Now this is the data type, my array is the array name and holding the 20 elements. Another, this is the array my array 2 holding data type character with having the size 5. Next, this is the variable declaration. Now integer my array, and you can mention the size inside this bracket. So this is all about the array. This is all about the basics of the array. Now in next video we are going to discuss what is array initialization. Thank you.